Welcome, everyone. The choir is looking very beautiful all up there, you're looking wonderful. Well, so are you. Absolutely. It's wonderful to have you all here tonight. I'm just making a few announcements to prepare us for the service, and Nigel will make a few remarks as well, and then we'll be going into the introit. You will see that we have some bowls and things, and Nigel will tell you about that in a second. I want to explain to you that there are certain things that we will be saying that aren't in the bulletin. So when it has a ... after it, that means we've got things that we will be saying between the two of us, and we'll go back and forth on that. And we'll be sitting when we're singing the little bits and pieces that we are singing in between. We will remain seated for that. The choir has a couple of times when they're standing. There will be things removed at the end of the service if you haven't been at a Maundy Thursday service here before. So at the very end, it starts to get very quiet, and we start to take a few things away, and the lights start to be dimmed. And it says at the end of the service in your bulletin that you can stay for a while if you want to do that. That's perfectly all right to do. But soon the lights will go up again, and we'll be putting things away, and the choir will be practicing. Will you not? Yes. So you will have a little quiet time, though, before that starts. Have I forgotten anything, Nigel? No.
So I'm going to explain how we wash hands, okay? It's an inner circle and an outer circle. Okay? I'm going to do two demonstrations, one for the choir and one for you guys. So if you're in the outer circle, or let me back up. When you first come here, you will come to an inner circle, and the person standing here, so it will begin with Jean and me, and then Jean and I will go there so that we get 4 places. So I'm now one of you, and I've come here, and either I or Jean are standing there. So washing feet and washing hands in a culture where you've got to go to a well to get water, not a tap, means that you don't use a lot of water washing hands and washing feet. So if you cup your hands, the person holding the jug will fill your cupped hands over the bowl, which if you're first is an empty bowl. You'll wash your hands with the water, pick up one of these and dry your hands, and that basket will be back up there, and the wet or damp towel goes in there. The person holding the jug will then give you the jug. You'll come here now with the jug, and someone else will be standing there for you to wash their hands. Doesn't do any harm to say it twice, okay? So
You keep disconnecting, Nigel.
it just doesn't like me. So you'll come here, and someone will be standing there to pour water over you. In fact, you'll be standing there, the water pourer is here.
Yes.
And this will be back here. So after you've dried your hands, you can put the cloth in there, and then you take the jug, and it's your turn to pour water for somebody else. If you're like me and your shoulders and wrists and elbows are beginning to go, you might find that a heavy jug. So if you come towards the end of the process, it will be a lighter jug because it will have less water in it. If you get there and you need a little help, someone nearby will help you with the pouring. If there's anybody who has trouble coming to a bowl, at the end, if you kind of give us a signal, Gina and I will come to you with a bowl and a pitcher and a cloth. Okay. The first Maundy Thursday, there was no rehearsal and no run-through. It happened. So tonight, it happens, okay? Alone or with another, by threes and groups of four, singing quietly as they traveled, they arrived. The women and children first, then the men.
They climbed the stairs. The oldest supported, the youngest carried. And Jesus smiled as each one entered and welcomed each by name.
Joanna, Susanna, the three Marys, Mary his mother, Mary of Magdala, Mary of Bethany, and her sister Martha.
The children whom he called the best and greatest in the company, examples to the grown-ups, whose names he knew, though no one else remembered.
And the woman who just days before anointed his head in Bethany, her name forgotten too.
Then the men, Simon, whom Jesus called Peter, Andrew, his brother, James and his brother John, the sons of Zebedee, Philip and Bartholomew, Thomas and Matthew, the tax collector, James, the son of Alphaeus, Thaddeus, Simon the patriot, and Judas Iscariot.
The company gathered. Jesus said, "Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not let them be afraid." Jesus, you shared peace around the table of anxiety. Peace with the bread, peace with the wine, peace in the face of the uncertain, peace in the face of pain. May we share tables of peace in places of pain, sharing food and fellowship and words and life, because you came to a fearful world and found your place around those tables. Amen.
Lamps lit, table laid, food ready, blessings said. They began to share the meal.
These were the people Jesus loved. These and others too, and wanting them to see and know how perfect was his love for them, he got up from the table, removed his outer clothing, tied a towel around his waist, took a pitcher of water and a basin, and began to wash their feet. The children wriggled their toes and giggled.
Working his way gradually around the table, he came to Simon Peter. Peter, all protest and posture, said, "No, Lord, never."
Peter, the truth of the matter is this, that if I do not wash you, you have no part with me. Then wash me, Lord, from head to toe.
Coming full circle, Jesus untied the towel, set it aside with pitcher and basin, put on his outer clothes, sat down, and said, "The truth of the matter is this. I have given you an example you should do for each other, as I have done for each of you. Do this not as servants, but as friends, for I call each of you friend."
O eternal wisdom, we praise you and give you thanks, because you laid aside your power as a garment and took upon you the form of a slave. You became obedient unto death, even death on a cross, receiving authority and comfort from the hands of a woman. For God chose what is weak in the world to shame the strong. And God chose what is low and despised in the world, even things that are not, to bring to nothing things that are. Therefore, the woman who gave you birth, with women
For blessed are you, Jesus, our brother, who on this night before Passover rose from supper, laid aside your garments, took a towel and poured water, and washed your disciples' feet, saying to them, "If I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. If you know these things, blessed are you if you do them. If you do not wash me, you have no part in me."
gathered around the table. Jesus took bread and blessed it and broke it and gave it to them. And then later in the meal, he took a cup and poured wine into it. "Each of you drink. Drink according to your thirst. Drink that I may be in you and you in me."
Sighing deeply, Jesus said, "The truth of the matter is this: one of you will betray me. Soon the time for me to go will come, and where I am going, you cannot come."
I may not know where you're going, Lord, but Master, I will follow you anywhere, even to my death.
"Peter, Peter, the truth of the matter is this: before the rooster crows, you'll have disowned me not once, but 3 times.
The evening turned to night. The oldest children, drowsy-eyed, determined to stay awake, to watch and pray with Jesus, and the youngest, sleeping where they lay or snuggled into laps and arms. Those not holding children stood, and standing or seated, they sang a psalm together.
The previous nights, Jesus had gone to the place called Gethsemane. Tonight was no different. "It's time," he said, and left. The men went with him. The women settled children and began to clear the table.
Like the children before them, the men's drowsy eyes fought their determination to stay awake. Fought and won. So by himself, beside himself, Jesus prayed. The truth of the matter is this: I'm scared and I'm alone. It's time. Betrayal is at hand, and these who have made promises beyond their power to keep will scatter
run, deny that they ever knew me. Keep them safe. Let none be lost. Your will, O God, your will be done.
Torchlights through the olive trees, the flicker of spearhead and sword, the creak of leather armor, the clink and rattle of buckles and fittings, the smell of sweat, the taste of salt, the touch of a kiss, soft and sweet, as gentle as a night's breeze caress, a whispered, sibilant shalom.
The truth of the matter is this: all fled. They ducked and dodged and drifted away into the night. They denied. They dissembled. They disguised, thinking only of themselves, their skins, their safety, until they found themselves alone, beset, besieged by questions, and burdened by the faintest hope.
Jesus prayed. The truth of the matter is this: I'm scared and I'm alone.
Prayed, betrayal is at hand, and these who have made promises beyond their power to keep will scatter.
Jesus prayed, keep them safe, let none be lost.
Jesus prayed, your will, O God, be done.
There was once someone who said such wonderful things and did such amazing things that people began to follow him, but they didn't know who he was.
Finally, they just had to ask. And when they asked, he said, I am the light. If you're the light, then who are we, they asked. You are the light.